So I'm back in Rose Isle, so I thought, because the beach was so lovely that I found last time, and it seems to be a nice sunny day today, I thought, albeit a little bit windy, I thought I'll come down here, seeing as the horse I work on is at Rose Isle, and this is the beach that they use to hack out on. So in this video I've got a horse called Rusty, where I'm going to try and explain as best I can why a horse, or when a horse, needs shoeing. So, you know, if you've got a new horse and you wasn't sure when it was done last, hopefully it'll give you some indication as to when it needs to be redone, so that you don't leave the horse to go too long and end up causing permanent damage, irreversible changes that go on inside the feet. Some of the important reasons why it's important to keep a tight schedule is get tearing on the periosteum of the bone, which can then lead to a longer pedal bone over time. Wear and tear obviously on the navicular region and the tendons, and all those negative changes each time they're allowed to go that little bit over. Eventually you end up with a foot that you know is always at the wrong angle, and you've got to try and fix it with a reed or shoeing. But there's some, like, I mean, you're not going to fix a longer pedal bone. Don't forget, like, click subscribe, enjoy. Right, so recording.
Yep.
So if we have a look at Rusty. This is Rusty. He's overdue for being shod. If we have a look, if I go and get my mask. An overdeveloped chest can also cause them to stand under with their front limbs as a result of pulling themselves along instead of pushing through their hind end. So when we look at Rusty, you can see that his leg, the whole of his limb, is stood underneath himself. So what we want is that leg to be perpendicular to the ground, to be able to assess his balance properly. Sometimes it's quite difficult to get them to stand square, especially if the angles are wrong, or there's foot to be trimmed away, because they're having to compensate for that extra growth. So if we draw a line down this leg, and then we compare it to the angles of the feet, the leg is perpendicular to the ground, and then we look at the angle of the pastern, and then we look at the angle of the hoof. Doesn't look too bad there. And then if we come around and we have a look at the front, see how the foot looks like it's leaning over slightly. And say it needs trimming, pulling in on that outside. Anyway, we'll take the shoes off and we'll have a look. Look at that. My buffalo's gone. So this one's just a straightforward shoeing job. Just trim the foot up as normal. It's got my bars. Front doesn't really touch in. Really. Clean this bit out by you a little bit. Nice and healthy. Right. I never trim this part of sole out. I only trim where the shoe is going to be going, because the shoe protects this part of the foot. This is left exposed. And the way I think about it, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't the one to think of it, but I don't know who to credit it to, was it's a bit like the difference of going out the house with a pair of socks on or going out the house without some. That little bit will make all the difference. Dirt in there. Also, because there's dirt in there, I know that that part of hoof wall or hoof horn is actually, it's dead, it's not live, because so I know I can trim as deep as that because it's dead by there, so that means it must be dead around to that height, so I can go down to it. Snippers. Overlapping cuts. Isn't it? Lost the pole that goes in the top. Up you go, man. Good boy. Come on, stand. Come on, good boy. Come on. I just fit this shoe slightly wider on the inside, not enough so that it gets caught off by the other foot, but just so it gives the foot some symmetry. Happy, Roo?
Alright.
Send you over here, look. So how do you know when your horse is due for shoeing? You say, oh, it's easy. My horse has lost shoes. Must be due for shoeing. Well, I've done so much road work, which doesn't happen these days, that they've worn the shoes down and need shoeing. But what if you've just bought a new horse and you have no idea of when it was done last? How would you know when it needs shoeing? The reason why I say this is I had a client the other day message me, "Hi Aaron, I've just got a new horse. How do I know when the shoes need changing?" So I'll try to explain to you what a farrier looks for and why we would determine whether it needs shoeing or not. So first of all, we'd be looking at the angle of the pastern compared to the angle of the hoof wall. We'd want this limb perpendicular to the ground. Sometimes it's more difficult to get how to do it. Yeah, so there's the limb perpendicular to the ground. Then you look at the angle of the pastern, and you look at the angle of the hoof wall. Slightly broken back, that's due for shoeing. And the straight edge is touching at the top of the hoof wall and the bottom of the hoof wall, but there's a gap in between at some area around that hoof capsule. That would determine that there's a flare, and that's another reason why it would need shoeing. So where the hoof wall grows from at the top, originating at the coronary band, roughly that first inch or 2 inches will be a true representation of the angle that the foot grows down at. Anything below that should continue at the same angle, but if it doesn't, then that would be also an indication that foot needs trimming and reshoeing. Another one, say, and bear in mind this horse is overdue. Come on, boy. The foot has started to overgrow the shoe. So that's another sign that the horse is due to be shod. Other signs you might want to look for if you've got a new horse. When you're looking at the foot in front, you want to be looking for symmetry. You can see that this foot is slightly contracted on the outside. So on the next shoe in now, I'll pull this shoe out and give it a little bit more width so that I can impose symmetry onto that foot for what it's lacking. Yeah, clenches would be raised. So. The foot out. Stand there, lad. He's a good boy. So again, pretty straightforward. Just a maintenance trim. the other side of this from. Stand there. Come on, son. Done. That's just because that one's gone out. I know, lad. I know your friends have gone out. Pull this side in, because if you remember from looking at the front of the foot, it looked like there was more hoof wall mass from the midline to the centre of the horse, to the inside. We have a look now after he's trimmed it. Come on. Oh, sorry. So, where the burn marks have touched the sole, just want to ease that out, because that can cause sole pressure. And like I've explained on previous videos, you don't want that. Just ease a bit of this out now for my clip to sit in. And done. Come on. Come on. Ready to go around the front. Are you struggling with the angle of my head?
How are you getting in the way?
That was Zoe's complaint, right? Probably don't make much sense with a mouth full of nails. For those of you who haven't met Rory yet, Rory is going to be helping me do the filming and hopefully in the future a little bit of driving. So thank you, Rory, for your great help this week. So this is Rory. Say hi to Rory. Hi, Rory. Hi there. So we're just in Culloden Woods. I've got my two little ones with me, trying to burn off some energy. That's Robin. And the other one's Isabella. Say hello, Isabella. There we go. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching Rusty get his shoes on. got a really exciting video coming up next with a new horse called Alfie, where I got to put some 3D pads on. He was really quite footsore, so that would have given him some instant relief and comfort. Really enjoyed making that video. As usual, if you like the video, click like, subscribe to see my past videos and upcoming videos. Be sure not to miss the next one with Alfie. You say bye, girls.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye. Bye. Bye.